Hello, good morning. How are you doing today? My name is Godman Washimachai, and I'm happy to be in your face this morning to be sharing this with you presently. It's my prayer and my desire that as you watch this video, that the Lord will touch your heart in a special way, that it will do great and mighty things even beyond what anyone could expect, and that the Lord will give a clear direction and purpose. I'll be sharing briefly along certain lines that has to do with fulfilling your purpose and understanding who exactly you are and who you came to the heart to be. And so it's very important that you understand who God created you to be in order to be able to have, a lasting effect on your generation and even on generations to come. It's very, very significant. I can ask you, who are you? Do you have a definite answer to that question? It's very important that you understand that role that you are meant to play in this life before you go back. It's very, very significant. It's very, very significant, and it's very, very important that you understand, and not just understand it, but that you actually fulfill it. And that stems out of understanding who exactly you are and who you were created to be. There are two kinds of people in this life. There are those that live on purpose, and those that live on accidents. Those that live on accident are those who live life how it comes. They say, let's just live life how it goes. Let's just do things how it comes, and let's just live life. Let's just do something, and you zigzag through life. You are just coasting basically, and you're just seeing things. You just see how things are evolving and all that. But essentially, that's not the best way to live life. You can do one or two things here and there. Yes, that's fine, but that's not the best way to maximize your life, your purpose, and your destiny on earth. Why? Fulfilling your purpose, discovering who you are, is the only thing capable of giving you eternal reference and relevance. Very important. That is what puts you on the footprints of the sands of time, that makes sure that your impact is not just generational but transgenerational. The difference between greatness and normal or mediocre life is the fact that your life tends and gets to transcend space and time. That is, those who are born now feel you came, and those who are yet unborn also feel that you came. And so it's very important that you understand who you are, so that you can live in consistency with that reality, and you can live in consistency with that nature. So over the next couple of days or weeks, I'll be sharing and dropping some of these videos to share some of these heartfelt thoughts with them. And these are not things you probably find in any book anyway. You might find parts of it in books and all that, because these were not created from books or created from different places. These were things that were gotten by diligently applying our hearts to study and certain and life experiences and all that. And so share these things, and we hope that it will help you in a great way, and that it will touch the core of your being. And it's very important that because it's very important, and I believe it's so important. That's why God is bringing me your way right now. So it's my desire that you have clarity at the end of these sessions, that you have purpose, that you have well defined where exactly you were created to be, and then you can go on to fulfill it, of course. So it's very important that you understand that aspect of your life. And so one of the very definite and important decisions that if you make early in life, especially as a young person, either in your late teens, early 20s, even early teens, better, or until your 30s, early 30s, that if you discover, although that's a little late, but still there's still time to pick up, is the purpose that God has created you for, and to understand who you are and your definite identity on this earth. It has the capacity to alter the trajectory of your life in a very, very efficient manner. It's like nitro in the exhaust of a Ferrari, of a speed car. It boosts the speed. It gives a focus and direction. There's nothing like going anywhere. Imagine someone who is going to a certain location and knows the way. What does it do? It gets into his car, calls a taxi, whichever way he wants to go about it, and then it just proceeds and goes there. There isn't capable of delaying him. So if he miss traffic on the way, that's if he's traveling by foot or by road. That's the only thing capable of, or any distractions around there. But ideally, he gets there fast. Now imagine someone who wants to go to a location, doesn't have an idea. Either he starts asking people, or he employs the use of a map, and then he has to keep asking as he's going so that he can be sure where he's going. And of course, we know we'll get there faster. The one who knows will get there faster. That's how it is in life. Those who live by purpose and those who live by accidents. There are those who live by purpose. They live life intentionally. I don't believe God created you to live life be born, go to school, get a job, get a spouse, give birth to children, raise them, and then die. No, 1,000 times no. Your life is more than that. God has more in store for you. God has more in plan for you. I don't believe God packaged you, sent you here to do just that normal routine. No, it's way bigger than that, and I'm sure about that. That's why you're watching this video right now. You are bigger than who you think you are. You are more than who you think you are. God has placed certain definite and specific strengths, skills, and abilities on your inside that you've got to discover, develop, and make sure you deploy in realizing who you are. It's very, very significant and important. That's the only thing capable of giving you eternal reference and relevance that takes you beyond your time and space, and make sure that even though dead, yet you speak. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's a life that goes beyond the mediocre life. A life that brings into the reality that there is a God and there is a purpose He has called you to be. Those who work with this mindset and those who live on this purpose, they have a way they guide and direct their thinking and their lives. There is a way they think. There is a way they reason. There is a way they do what they do. They do everything they do with intentionality. They have a mindset. They know they are called to do something, and they are set for the fulfillment of that thing. Now, you don't get to acquire that mindset in the day. It is acquired over time by diligently applying yourself to understand who you are, why you were created, and putting and applying yourself to fulfill it. And that will require skills, knowledge, and some of the things we'll be sharing in this video also. So you've got to understand the place of getting who you are, because if you don't understand who you are, purpose will be far from you. If you don't know who you are, purpose will elude you. It starts from knowing who you are. The person that created a car for the purpose of moving cargo from point A to point B. The same thing for the airplane and train. It's an automobile or locomotive to move people from point A and cargo from point A to point B. That's the purpose. Guess what? If someone buys that car today or whatever it is and decides, no, I'm not going to be moving cargo of people. I'm going to be moving, I want to be using it for another purpose. I want to be using it to break walls. The car was not made to be used to break walls. It was made to move cargo and people. So when you start using the car to break walls, what happens? The purpose is being abused because you don't understand the function of the car. You don't understand what the car is. The same way where you don't understand who you are in life, you get to do the wrong things. You go the wrong route. You associate with the wrong people. You are engaged in fruitless and unnecessary activity. And at the end of the day, you know what happens when you use your car to break the wall? You damage it, and then you leave, and that's it. The same way, if you are hungry and you send someone to get you food, or you order food from somewhere, and this person shows up and says, oh, I thought you would like soap instead. It's crazy, right? But that's how life is. I believe God has sent every single human being here with a purpose, and that we've got to understand that purpose and fulfill it. So we don't be like someone who got sent to buy food and comes back with soap. It might sound, no, that's easy to know, but that's exactly how many people are living their lives. So you've got to apply yourself to know, to understand these things, so that you can walk in the fulfillment of your destiny. So if someone lives that normal life, tell me, what's the difference between us and dogs? Because dogs and animals do the same. They give birth. Some of them go to school. The dogs that go to training school, they graduate. They're employed in one function in the military. They become a house pet, a police dog or something, and they begin to live. They have a career the same way. And then they get a partner, give birth to children, and die. No, your life can't be like that of a dog. You are higher. Yes, science might have called you an animal, but you are more than that. You are made in the image of the creator of the whole universe, and he had a specific reason in mind. So you can't just create you to live like any other animal. He created you to have a definite life, to have a direction, to live with purpose, to understand who you are, so that you can function from the strength of that identity and knowledge. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So God has a big plan and a mandate for you. That's why you're here. That's why you're seeing me right now. That's why you're watching this video. I'm telling you, for the fact that you have gotten to this point and you're watching this, it shows that God is interested in you, and He wants you to understand this thing, and He wants you to get it. So over the next couple of weeks, I'll be sharing pointers to understanding who you are, what it is all about, and also how we can get into it. So it's okay if up until this point you don't even know your purpose, you don't know anything about yourself or any of those things. That's fine. It's okay. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hit yourself on the head. But essentially, it's a crime if after today and after watching this series of videos you still don't understand and you don't apply yourself to know. Now that's where the issue is. Why? Because God is bringing you this right now for a reason, so that you can take necessary adjustments. And if you even know your purpose, beautiful. But guess what? There is more. Why? God has created us to live life in phases and in seasons. So I'm telling you, your understanding of yourself and your purpose at age 20 will be radically different from when you get to age 40, and will be radically different when you get to age 60. Why? Because God deals with us with phases, times, and seasons. So right now, you might, just like every young person, sometimes might be arrogant and feel, oh, I know my purpose, I know who I am, and all that. Yet there is more. It's like a compendium. It is unveiled in phases. It is released to us in dimensions and in times and seasons. It's just like a course curriculum you're studying. You might go into university to study a discipline. Let's say geology. That's my discipline. And then you study geology, you studied photography, or you studied medicine, wherever it is. The discipline never changes. It's the same. But guess what? As you evolve from year to year, the curriculum evolves. You get to take more courses, different topics, but it's still the same course. It's still the same discipline. That's how life is. It's still the same core. There is a core. As you evolve over life, the core is going to remain. But over time, the curriculum will evolve. And so you don't have to be rigid about it. Your focus at 20 might be different from your focus at 40. Everything will be like a thread. It will be connected. It will have, a harmonious effect. But essentially, it's not going to be the same focus at every phase of your life. So it also behoves you to understand your focus per time, per season, so that you can move accordingly. So it's very important, even if you understand purpose. Yes, that's fine. If you know who you are, beautiful. But there's more. And that's why you've got to make sure you understand, make sure you watch this video and ensure that you utilize what we are going to be sharing and what you're going to be learning. It's very important that you understand that there are certain things that we just have to understand. For example, someone will create a car, like I used an illustration of a car earlier. Someone will create a car. The person who invented the car invented it with a certain purpose in mind, moving people and cargo from point A to point B. Now, it has many other functions, but that's the core function of a car. So it's very important that you understand that when that was determined, the car didn't determine that itself. It was determined by the person who invented it. And so the car does not invent its purpose. It only was made to do it. And so the person who buys the car knows that this is the reason for which this device, this equipment, this gadget, whatever it is, this automobile was created, and I've got to use it for that purpose. Using it in any other way would not fit its purpose and would also abuse its abilities and also destroy it and cripple it eventually. So it's very important that we understand why why we were created, and that the fact that we did not invent purpose is not just a random desire or ambition. No, it's something that was carefully selected for us, and that we've got to understand in the scope of God's plan and purposes for the whole of mankind. So just like the car didn't invent its purpose, it was created by the inventor. We also don't invent our purpose. Our purpose was created by our creator. So when you understand that, you know that you have a responsibility to fulfill it, and you don't just have a responsibility to fulfill it, you have a responsibility to first discover it, to understand what the creator intended. Now there's a general purpose of mankind and there's a specific purpose of mankind. We'll be a little more with the specifics on this, but essentially, who exactly are you? That's a starting point. Where exactly are you? Where you created to be? So you have to understand what God is doing, what He has called you to do, and what He intends for you to do that.